সকল দর্শককে ক্রিস্টাল মাইন্ডস এবং ক্রিস্টাল কনভারসেশনস এর তরফ থেকে নমস্কার জানিয়ে আজকে ক্রিস্টাল কনভারসেশনস এর 4th এপিসোড আমি শুরু করছি। আমি ডক্টর রাজশ্রী রায়, কনসালটেন্ট এট ক্রিস্টাল মাইন্ডস। টপিক হচ্ছে উইমেন ইন অ্যাগ্রেশন, প্যাসিভ অ্যান্ড অ্যাক্টিভ এক্সপ্রেশন। আমাদের সঙ্গে আজকে আমাদের ক্রিস্টাল মাইন্ডস এর Dr. Rima Mukherjee, who is going to be the main host of this program. আছেন, নমস্কার রিমাদি। আর তার সঙ্গে আছেন ইন্ডিয়ান সাইকিয়াট্রিক সোসাইটির উইমেন্স মেন্টাল হেলথের অল ইন্ডিয়া চেয়ারপারসন ডক্টর শর্মিষ্ঠা চক্রবর্তী। ডক্টর চক্রবর্তী, আপনাকে অনেক নমস্কার এবং সকল দর্শক এবং ক্রিস্টাল মাইন্ডস এবং ক্রিস্টাল কনভারসেশনস এর তরফ থেকে থ্যাংক ইউ সো ভেরি মাচ ফর কামিং। আমরা সবাই জানি this is a very important, interesting, controversial topic to some extent. কারণ male aggression নিয়ে we are very much more comfortable talking about it. However, being a neutral person who's in the whole purpose of 3 women psychiatrists trying to talk about this episode is actually to understand what is behind the screen and have a true reflection of what actually is the scenario. So this is an attempt actually to empower women and to understand what and how women aggression can actually make us both a victim and also put us in the same role of same shoes. বিশেষ সময় নষ্ট না করে কেন এই টপিকটা নিয়ে পুরো ডিসকাশন, আমি আমাদের প্রিয় শর্মিষ্ঠাদির সম্বন্ধে ছোট্ট কয়েকটা তথ্য শেয়ার করব। আপনারা জানেন যে আমাদের বিশেষত্ব হচ্ছে for this particular conversation যে what we'd like to know the speaker as well, তাদের কি ভালো লাগে, কি ভালোবাসে। ছবিগুলো আমি একটু পরে দেখাবো, but just briefly Dr. Chakraborty, she is delighted to share with us that she has a lineage from Bangladesh. Shormishadi, apni Bangladesh, your parents were born and brought up in Bangladesh and they came to India from Bangladesh. So পরে আমরা জানবো কোথায় দিদির অ্যাকচুয়াল আদি বাড়ি বাংলাদেশে। But Dr. Chakraborty, she grew up in Belgacia, North Calcutta, and lived in a lovely joint family system with many endearing grandparents. মানে অনেক ঠাকুমা দাদুদের সঙ্গে দিদি বড় হয়েছেন। ওনার বাবা, he's in his 90s now. He was the ex-director of All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, a very senior and a very prominent position. And her late mother, who left her heavenly abode in 2015, was the head of the department in botany at Scottish Church College. She has an elder brother. She completed her primary and middle school from Auxilium Convent, Dom, and completed her +2 at Loreto House. And I'm sure there'll be loads of friends from Auxilium Convent today and Loreto House, as well as NRS Medical College, where she did her MBBS, who will be joining us today for this live telecast. And after she married her batchmate, who's a very famous endocrinologist, and they also have a son, they went to UK in 1996 and they settled for a few years in Manchester. And Dr. Chakraborty also did her higher training in Essex, Chelmsford. Tarpore, she had a very exclusive and a very high profile placement of psychotherapy at the prestigious University College of London. Then she is as a senior specialist, a very high post in child and adolescent psychiatry for 4 years. She spent a time in Cardiff University. তারপরে কলকাতায় ফিরে আসেন 2006 সালে। সেখান থেকে বিবেকানন্দ ইনস্টিটিউট অফ মেডিকেল সায়েন্স এন্ড রামকৃষ্ণ সেবা প্রতিষ্ঠানে যুক্ত আছেন বহু বছর ধরে, ইনক্লুডিং কলাম্বিয়া এশিয়া হসপিটাল। And she's also the founder director of Insight Medical Center at Baliganj. She's the advisor of India Autism Center. Alongside being the chair of the Women's Psychiatry Division, she's also the chair of the Child and Adolescent Psychiatry in the East Zone, an executive committee member of IPS West Bengal. And of course, she's also a fellow of the Royal College of Psychiatry, UK. Thank you. And now, with this little introduction of Dr. Shormishtha Chakraborty, my dear sister, I will now pass it on to Rima. Thank you.
Shormishtha, আমার একজন খুব ক্লোজ ফ্রেন্ড এন্ড কলিগ। ওর সাথে আমার অনেক খুব সুন্দর মুহূর্ত কেটেছে। আমরা অনেক পাবলিক জায়গায় খুব হাহা করেছি, লেকচারে আমি ঘুমিয়ে পড়েছি, ও রিমাদি ওঠো ওঠো একদম ফ্রন্ট বেঞ্চে বসে। সো ও একজন, ইট গিভ মি মানে ভেরি গ্রেট প্লেজার টু হ্যাভ হার ইন ক্রিস্টাল কনভারসেশন। and to talk about this very controversial topic, jeta is certainly going to bring up a lot of hopefully a lot of debate and discussion. That's what we want. এখন I as psychiatrist, আমরা তিনজনেই এখানে psychiatrist, we all see yes a huge number of aggression যেখানে the male is the perpetrator. So whenever we talk about domestic violence, we think it is obviously যে একজন পুরুষ ডোমেস্টিক ভায়োলেন্স কিংবা অ্যাগ্রেসিভ বিহেভিয়ার, ভায়োলেন্ট বিহেভিয়ার দেখিয়েছে, সেটা আমরা সবাই জানি যে অধিকাংশ ক্ষেত্রেই পুরুষদের মধ্যে এই অ্যাগ্রেশনের জায়গাটা আছে। সেই জন্যই অনেক lot of laws have come about, but we have also come across a lot of women who are aggressive, not only because they suffer from certain psychiatric conditions, or even if they belong to the LGBT community, or for various reasons. I mean, one of them being that they themselves have had faced maybe abuse as a child, but we do see women being aggressive. So এইখানে but if a woman is abusive towards her child or towards her partner or towards her daughter-in-law or vice versa, we really don't know. মানে mother-in-law to daughter-in-law ঠিক আছে legally আছে, but mother to child, this is an area of concern, and there are areas where they have also been aggressive to their spouse. So is it time that we also start thinking about what could be done in such situations?
Thank you so much, Rimadi and Crystal Minds and আমার প্রিয় বোন রাজশ্রী। এখানে আজকে তোমাদের সঙ্গে আড্ডা মারতে যে এত এত ভালো লাগছে, আর স্পেশালি টুডে ইজ কাইন্ড অফ massive lockdown in Kolkata and West Bengal. So I'm expecting a lot of people to log in and listen to us. First of all, being the women's chairperson of Indian Psychiatric Society, it's very difficult and controversial to speak about violence against men, because I'm used to always speaking about violence against women. Now, this is a different topic altogether, because we are talking here about violence against men by women. So, প্রথম কথা হচ্ছে যে এটা মনে রাখতে হবে, বেশিরভাগ reported case is violence against women. So, we cannot ignore that fact. That violence against women are much more common. But these days, we all psychiatrists, we are seeing a lot of patients who are suffering from violence from their wives, violence against also children suffering violence or aggression from their mother, even mother-in-laws being beaten up by their daughter-in-laws. And especially, what we think and what the patients think, that every law is for women and we do not have any law for us. So আমরা কোথায় যাব, আমরা কি করব? যে আমাদেরও তো এরকম ভাবে ইনসাল্ট করা হয়েছে, আমাদেরও তো অপমান করা হয় রোজ, আমাদের গায়েও হাত তোলা হয়, কিন্তু আমরা এখানে আমাদের কোনো ল নেই, উল্টে আমাদেরই 498 এর ভয় দেখানো হচ্ছে, বিকজ as we know, 90% of them are done by women who actually do not suffer from domestic violence, which is true.
Absolutely.
The police have said that we have so many patients who actually তাদের এগেনস্টে 498 এ করা হয়েছে, কিন্তু তারা একদম উল্টো দিকে, বরঞ্চ তারা অনেক ঝামেলার মধ্যে পড়েছে ওয়াইফের থেকে, এবং যেহেতু তারা এত প্রবলেমে পড়েছে আমাদের কাছে এসেছে, বিকজ অফ মেন্টাল প্রেশার, torture, they have come to us. So where are we? And whenever I've given, we always have an emblem of this in women's psychiatry. This equality. Yeah, men and women are equal. They should have equal rights, human rights, legal rights, everything should be equal. So
Absolutely.
sometimes that is not possible because men cannot avail the same kind of legal avenues just like women. But why? So we are going to discuss now, but why? So আমরা যখন বলি যে ভায়োলেন্স, এটা কিন্তু নানা রকমের হয়। আমরা যেমন জানি যে ফিজিক্যাল ভায়োলেন্স, ইমোশনাল অর সাইকোলজিক্যাল ভায়োলেন্স, sexual violence, financial violence. We have different kinds of violence. Okay. Now, physical violence to ঠিক আছে, মারধার, চুলের মুঠি ধরা, slapping, throwing mobile phones, বাসন কোসন ছুঁড়ে মারলো, trying to physically insult that person. Because psychological or emotional violence হচ্ছে if you openly kind of say in a friend circle or in front of the office people, you are actually insulting openly the husband regarding their economic problems, regarding their sexual problems.
Absolutely.
Critical comments, they are psychological violence. And if the person, the male person, earns little bit less and they go on hearing that every day, their kind of self-esteem also becomes very low and they suffer from depression. সুতরাং এই এতগুলো পরতে we have violence which can be affected, men can be affected by these violence. So these are the steps of violence against men, which I think are actually not discussed at all. So today is the time we discuss about it.
And also, Shomisha, when we see children, we see a lot of children who are sort of really at the receiving end of a lot of aggression from the mother, isn't it? মানে মা প্রচন্ড মারধর করছে কিংবা very abusive, and really if that mother is spending a lot of time at home with this child, the children are very traumatized. Now we have laws again where if this was done by a teacher, then this would be reported, but when this is done by in our country, we still don't have helplines where children can sort of ring up and say that, I'm being beaten by my mother, I'm being really sort of traumatized because of what my mother is doing. And we hear horrendous stories, isn't it? So that is another area of real concern. তোমার সাউন্ডটা আসছে না।
Children actually try to help the mother, isn't it? মা কষ্ট করছে, মার কিছু হয়ে যাবে, and the children become really traumatized and suffer from a lot of depression and anxiety symptoms because of this. So
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely, yeah.
আরেকটা জিনিস হচ্ছে যে see, there are women, I think you were also talking about passive aggression a little while ago, that a lot of the aggression is passive aggression, isn't it? Insulting, humiliating, not eating. I mean, all this passive aggression also brings about a lot of trauma to the family members because there's
yes, not talking and self-harming, banging the head. I had a patient who with her boyfriend, she used to jump out of the running car, and the boyfriend by shouting and becoming aggressive. I mean, the boyfriend used to think, what will I do with her aggression, because she is jumping out of a running car and she has already hit herself. So there are a lot of things they actually do, but not eating, not talking, not drinking, or else harming themselves, harming children. These are, or maybe, going out somewhere and absconding for 2-3 days and then coming back. All these passive aggressive kind of, we know them, that they are present in the society. So And women do it a lot. I know we do it a lot, isn't it? যে আমি আজকে খাবো না রাগ করে। And এই যে আমি
Yes, absolutely. See, another thing which I find, see, we are in a patriarchal society. So shekhane we have been second-class citizens, and we have ourselves gone through a lot of really, I mean, what should I say, emotional trauma. Ekta average woman, I would still say, is still treated like a second-class citizen, and as a result, একটা কোথাও গিয়ে তো তার মানসিকতা সে কিছু কিছু জায়গায় তো সে তার বিহেভিয়ার, বিকজ শি ইজ often because she feels powerless, একটা সময় পরে there are knee-jerk reactions where we see a lot of aggression. Now একটা জিনিস আমরা দেখি যে women talk, they are martyrs, you know, they talk about sacrifice, especially আজকের educated women যে কেরিয়ার গিভ আপ করেছে, চাকরি করছে না বাচ্চাকে দেখাশোনা করার জন্য। আর একটা হচ্ছে যেটা আমরা ভেরি কমনলি we think, even if we don't say this, but certainly most people who come to see us, they say, জানেন তো আমি বলেই সহ্য করেছি, মানে the women say this, আমি বলেই সহ্য করেছি. This is something, I think this is very common. Why do you think women tend to do this?
One of the things when we kind of are born, I remember, like, being kind of, women or little girls are supposed to look pretty, okay, and they are
Yes.
supposed to play with dolls. They are supposed to do very nice things, like they are supposed to be quieter than boys. Boys can run around, but they are supposed to be quiet, be very gentle. And if somebody is not like that, she's like a boy, that would be the mark she would get. But this is the thing we are brought up like, that we have to restrain, control our feelings, be a goody person throughout our life. And after the marriage, like, we are thrown into a place like, it's completely it's not familiar. Men are not changing houses. I think I have to talk in favor of women, of course, here, because men are not changing homes. Women are changing homes. They are doing all the adjustments.
Absolutely.
And probably they are doing all the work of the house. Like in the lockdown, I have heard very few men who have actually assisted their wives. Some have, of course, some have. But mostly it was the women looking after the kids.
Absolutely.
Looking after their in-laws, cleaning the house, cooking, serving. So women are doing without any appreciation. So when women are not appreciated, they are actually doing everything without any attention. So all this frustration is building up, and the women who are working as well. You have to understand that there are many women who are doing work from home. So they are not only doing the housework, they are also doing work from home, which is like, if all IT professionals know that they are working till 9 and 10 in the evening. So women are not being appreciated. So the frustration, the aggression, the temper, everything is building. And one day it kind of goes. And once it goes, it becomes very difficult to put a lid on it. They are harming themselves, their family, their children, their husband, their in-laws. So whoever they were protecting before, now they are, because of this outburst, they are doing bad things to them, which is unlike the womanly kind of framework they have been put on since childhood. So they are trying to break out of that, and that is what they are happening. They are getting the negative attention which they should have got long back. The positive attention they should have gone long back.
Absolutely.
They're getting the negative attention.
They're not. Yes, you're very right. They're not appreciated. And unfortunately, especially if they are living in a family where the mother-in-law is living, সেখানে it is absolutely almost discouraged যে ছেলে এখনো even now the boy, the man is kind of given feelings that, you know, why are you in the kitchen? I mean, after all, even if she's working at home, she should be doing all the work. So I think that we suddenly we change our positions, but we don't get the appreciation. So there are ways that we deal with which may not be very mature ways of dealing, but men also are not yet ready for empowered women. তাদের এখনো সেই ট্রেনিংটা দিয়ে তো তারা এখনো সেই জায়গায় পৌঁছয়নি যে একটা এম্পাওয়ার্ড ওম্যান কি আজকের জেনারেশনের মহিলাদের তারা কিভাবে ট্রিট করবে। সো অ্যাজ এ রেজাল্ট উই আর সিইং আ লট অফ
তুমি যদি রেজাল্ট গুলো দেখো, you know, the most of the girls are actually first and second, you know, the girls have actually but then when it comes to housework and everything, women have to do everything, so they have to be
absolutely.
That is the issue, you see. The society is not ready for the women who are empowered. That is the, you know, you have hit the
and I mean, the funny part is that those social conditioning still prevails. মানে research দেখাচ্ছে যে after marriage a woman's mental health deteriorates but a man's mental health improves. Research shows this. But one thing which I find that social conditioning hasn't changed. Like marriages, there are divorces, there are all sorts of problems happening in marriages, but we are still conditioning our children to think that ছোটবেলা থেকে বলা হয় না মেয়েটাকে যে তোমাকে কি the partner will make you happy, যে সে কি তোমায় খুশি করতে পারবে, সে কি তোমায় সুখী রাখতে পারবে।
তুমি কাজ করতে না তোমার শ্বশুর বাড়িতে গিয়ে তুমি কি করবে, not that
এই জায়গাটা তো এখনো রয়ে গেছে।
একদম
সো আস্তে আস্তে মানে আমার যেটা মনে হয়, and the description of the bride, যে ব্রাইডকে দরকার সেই ব্রাইডটা মানে তার যে ডিসক্রিপশন ফর্সা সুন্দরী শিক্ষিত কিন্তু চুপচাপ শান্ত, মানে যেটা সেই জিনিসটাও তো এখনো থেকে গেছে।
হ্যাঁ একদম
তাই না? কিন্তু হ্যাঁ বলো।
হ্যাঁ, you see the যেটা আমরা বলছিলাম, you know, patriarchal society, এই যে মানে এই যে মহিলা যে actually, you know, I don't know is first in AIIMS or IIT তে যে ফার্স্ট হয়েছে, সেও কিন্তু তার মা বাবাও বলছে যে ভাবছে, I know that for fact, that, you know, with her attitude, how কি করে সে সংসার করবে, how will she get into a marital life, because you see she is very very, but this parent only in her childhood they used to push her to work hard and be first in all the classes. So what a dilemma for the woman.
Absolutely.
Yes, so they are actually, so basically there needs to be a change in the society about the thought process among men about women and among women about men, that men can also cry, men are also human beings, they can suffer, you know, they are suffering at times, and সুতরাং সেটাই আমার মনে হয় আমরা পরে আবার আলোচনা করব।
আচ্ছা, এখন একটা ছোট্ট ব্রেক নেওয়া হচ্ছে, তারপরে we will again come back to this discussion. So over to Rajashree.
Thank you. Okay, I hope you've been enjoying this session so far, because whole purpose is to understand the psychology behind aggression, whether it's in men or women, and be neutral and fair in the discussion. So তার আগে আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি এটাকে বার করার চেষ্টা করছিলাম। Okay, now can I see the screen share? Sorry, দেখা যাচ্ছে তো?
হ্যাঁ
স্ক্রিন শেয়ারটা দেখা যাচ্ছে তো? Okay, so this is Dr. Shorvishta Chakraborty, and Shorvishta di, you're there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes.
this is the equalizing sign that, you know, she is the, as I said, the chairperson of the Indian Psychiatric Society Women's Mental Health, and this sign she was referring to along with the other two ladies from Bombay and Orissa. Now, some pictures of the three of us, because মানে আমি ভীষণ লাকি যে আমার দুই দিদি always help support ভালোবাসা পেয়েছি. So just some memories, because যখন আমরা এপিসোডের জন্য ভাবছিলাম, we were wondering the previous conferences we've been to together and the times we've spent learning, doing fun work, and actually working for the Indian Psychiatric Society and about mental health in general. So কিছু কিছু মুহূর্ত সেই জন্য আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরছি. এইটা আমাদের লাস্ট ইয়ার, এই বছর লাস্ট ইয়ার তো না, এই বছর মনে হচ্ছে লাস্ট ইয়ার লকডাউনের জন্য, কিন্তু এই বছর জানুয়ারিতে আমাদের অল ইন্ডিয়া কনফারেন্স হয়েছিল, তার কিছুদিন আগে শর্মিষ্ঠাদির জন্মদিন হয়. So we were having a meeting and then we celebrated her birthday. This is Dr. Gautam Shah, who had already was here for the first show, and Dr. Ranadip Khushroy, who are a very esteemed senior. সেই মুহূর্তটা আমরা তুলে ধরছি. শর্মিষ্ঠাদি, I'm hoping you're reliving those moments with us today. This is a conference that we had on International Yoga Day that was in 2019. সেখানেও আমরা একসঙ্গে চারজনে সামনে হাসছি. Three of us. There's another lady, Nilanjana. Shormisha, it's the informal atmospheres that we normally have in our conferences, the well-knitted family that we are. So this is Shormisha and Rimadi here. And as well, you know, সবার international conference কিন্তু দেখবো দুই দিদি গল্প করছে সবার মাঝখানে. So Rimadi always mentioned. So this is some of the glimpses, and Dr. Nimesh Desai is a very, very eminent psychiatrist in India and internationally. This is Dr. Shobhita Chitro. We were trying to model for a specific thing, so these are glimpses of a few years ago, Rimadi and Shormishadi একসঙ্গে. Okay, এবারে আসি শর্মিষ্ঠাদির প্রিয় সিনেমা শোলে. So which is your favorite moment from Sholay?
I think I have to say that the whole cinema, I think I've seen, God knows, 100 times, something like that.
My goodness.
So I think our সবচেয়ে বেশি দেখেছি when I was on maternity leave. I don't know why, you know. So basically, I think the scene of Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Bhaduri kind of lighting the lamps and Amitabh looking at her, I think that scene was lovely for me.
Very romantic.
You know, I felt that is really sweet and nice. So yeah, I mean, that is my favorite scene in Sholay.
Fantastic. তো 100 বার দেখেছি শোলে সিনেমাটা, যখন তখন তো অমিতাভ বচ্চন কি ভালো লাগতেই হবে. And Amitabh Bachchan, along with Uttam Kumar, happens to be her favorite male stars. তার সঙ্গে সাবিত্রী চট্টোপাধ্যায় এবং ড্যানি মুর. তো সাবিত্রী চট্টোপাধ্যায়ের কোন সিনেমাটা তোমার সবচেয়ে ভালো লেগেছে?
এই ওইটা কোন সিনেমা? ওইটা কি ওই উত্তম কুমার আর সাবিত্রী, ওর কি মোহনবাগানে মেয়ে নাকি কিছু? না না, ওটা কি ছিল? ওই যে আই এম ফরগেটিং, ইউ নো, দ্য নেম.
যাই হোক, তো তোমার উত্তম কুমারের সাবিত্রী চট্টোপাধ্যায়ের কম্বিনেশন, এটা ডুয়েটটা ভালো লাগে
আমার ভীষণ, বিকজ আই লাভ কমেডিজ, ইউ নো. So I think সাবিত্রী চট্টোপাধ্যায়ের মতো কমেডিয়ান খুব কম আছে. So funny.
I know.
আমারও ভীষণ, উত্তম কুমার is my favorite as well. So
yeah,
we shared this. আর আরেকটা জিনিস তোমার সঙ্গে আমার প্রচন্ড ভালো লাগলো, I love Hills. তুমি বলো তোমার ছোট্ট করে কাহিনী Hills.
I have gone to a lot of places, America, England, of course, London is my favorite place, but then still, এবং সুইজারল্যান্ড. কিন্তু আমার যেটা মনে হয় যে আমাদের দেশের মতো পাহাড়, লাইক নর্থ ইস্ট, দার্জিলিং, কালিম্পং, সিকিম, গ্যাংটক, আমি অ্যাটলিস্ট 10 বার গেছি নিজের ফ্যামিলির সঙ্গে, বন্ধু বান্ধবের সঙ্গে, নিজের বান্ধবীদের সঙ্গে, এবং মানে আবারও যেতে পারি, মানে অনেকবার। কারণ ওই বৃষ্টি ভেজা রাস্তাগুলো, ছোট ছোট পাহাড়ি ফুল, পাহাড়ি বাচ্চা, মানে আমার এই পুরো ব্যাপারটাই না আমার ভীষণ একটা মানে রোমাঞ্চকর লাগে, ভীষণ ভালো লাগে। তো পাহাড়ি,
আমাদের বিশেষ রইলো যে লকডাউন যখন উঠে যাবে, আমি যখন আবার যখন প্রথমেই ওখানে দৌড়ে যাও।
তুমি নর্থ বেঙ্গল, আমার একদম।
আচ্ছা, খেতে কি ভালোবাসো?
খেতে খেতে ভালোবাসি, আমার ভীষণ প্রিয়, সবাই জানে, হচ্ছে কচি পাঠা মাংস এবং হালকা বাসমতি রাইস। এবং কচি পাঠার মাংসটা আমি নিজে ভীষণ ভালো রাঁধি, পেঁপে দিয়ে,
রেসিপিটা একটু চট করে যদি শেয়ার করে দাও।
মানে একদম কম তেলে পেঁপে দিয়ে আলু দিয়ে পাতলা ঝোল, মানে কারণ এটা পেটের জন্য খুব ভালো। এবং এটা মানে আমাকে ছোটবেলায় মা প্রচুর খাইয়েছে কচি পাঠার ঝোল। সুতরাং রেসিপিটা কি, মানে এইটুকুনি তেল দেবে, কারণ পাঠার ভেতর থেকেই সব তেল আসে। সুতরাং okay, I have been asked to speak in English, so this is a purely Bengali dish, so I'll explain in English. So, give a very little oil and garam masala, whole garam masala, tej patta, and then in that oil you'll put some garlic and ginger paste, and then fry two to three finely chopped onions. And when the onions are brown, put a little bit of sugar to caramelize, and then put the whole marinated mutton. This marinated mutton will have yogurt in it, and again ginger garlic paste and a little bit of haldi. Otherwise there will be no masala in it. Now you will মানে ভালো করে কষাবে আর কি, I can't say it in English, like you will go on stirring it until maybe for an hour or so, until it is nicely cooked. Then
dry fry.
Yes, completely dry fry. And then after about an hour, then you put water, and it will be a kind of soupy kind of consistency. So put some water and give in the pressure cooker, and give about 5 whistles, and then let it rest. And when it comes out, you just garnish it with a little bit of green chili and coriander leaves. I think it is really tasty. Okay, I forgot the actual ingredient, which is papaya. I make it with papaya and aloo. For Bengalis, mutton without aloo doesn't mean anything. Like biryani without aloo is nothing. So you have to give potato and papaya in it, and then put one whistle with papaya and potato. After one whistle, take out the potatoes, otherwise the potatoes will just go mashy. So take it out, set it aside, and then give 4 whistles to the mutton. It will be nicely done. Then mix up the aloo, and nicely you can do it. So it tastes
fantastic. You've been absolutely superb, Didi, and I'm sure our audience will be trying this out. And Didi was one of our main anchors in this memorable walk for mental health.
Dr. Rajashree.
So it was a dramatic performance and show. So thank you very much. Lots of memories came flooding back to me when I was looking up for these photos.
Yes, we were
to present
dancing.
it. And we danced to the Dhamsha Madhur group, who came all the way from Medipur to participate in this walk in Salt Lake, which a lot of people have heard and participated in it. And then, of course, Dr. Chakraborty has, in her role as the chairperson of Women's Mental Health, has been championing and pioneering a lot of programs on parental issues, on children's issues, on women's needs. She's a very known face in most of our Bengali channels, in Doordarshan or the private channels, and in newspapers. And of course, she says she loves to be with her friends. And I managed to get a lovely, even during the lockdown, she's been spending a lot of time with her friends. And I presume they are from your
This is my
house.
NRS Medical
your NRS college, right?
Yes.
So,
very
all the
close.
doctors over there. Yes, and I'm hoping people are watching you today, Didi. And of
Yes.
course, this was an international forum conference which she recently hosted. And was a superb one. It talked about another very sensitive, very not so commonly talked about body image disorder, isn't it?
Yes.
And I think this.
And this was for Mrs. India UK competition. It was for that, about body image.
Yes. So that's, and now, when I asked her what is your most memorable event, and this is what she replied. Didi, what is your most memorable event?
My most, at the birth of my boy, the birth of my child was my most memorable event of my life. I cannot compare it with anything else. It was God given, and you know, that's the happiness I can't compare with anything.
Well, we love Shoham as well, and we know she's moving on to pursue a career in medicine very soon. We wish him all the best in life. He's
Thank you.
a lovely
Thank you.
child. You know, he's like our son as well. And the person who inspires you the most is your
My mother, my mother, um, she was an exceptionally hardworking woman. I mean, she herself was, she was very straightforward. She used to say things which she never spoke behind anybody. She was straightforward, spoke everything, very clear cut, very, she used to tell me, why do you dress up so much? Doctors and professors, So that was where, but she was hardworking, and she was, why I'm inspired by her is somebody could be so, she had her value system. I think, black and white, there was no gray area for her. She was a very strict mother, and I really thank her for that. That time I used to hate her, but now I can't even
Yes.
think what she did to me. Thank God for that. That, she had that disciplined lifestyle and everything. All I think everything I am today is because of her.
Thank you. And with that, I think we'll take on the conversation now with Rimadi, talking about more about women and women interactions. Thank you.
And that is all of us wearing the same, Rimadi, Rajashree, Madhurima, Ira, and Devjani. All of us. Yes.
Yes, we had a fabulous time that time.
Fabulous bonding time. Yes.
Yes. So let's get back to our discussion, which is now going to get gradually very controversial, even more controversial. So basically, what we find in the Indian marriages that we are second-class citizens, so we carry a lot of anger. So maybe those come across as aggression as we grow older. Secondly, after we get married, we go through a period of intense ragging where we are not appreciated, where the mother-in-law criticizes a woman, tries to often we hear real horror stories where the mother-in-law is not happy about the son becoming too close with the wife and does a whole lot of things in order to create a bit of distance between them. And it is not even at in various generations, I have heard that, even the husband and wife, if they sat together in the same chair, it was like sofa, it was not accepted, etc. So now this present generation, they have seen a lot. They have seen their parents fight and shout, or they have seen aggression in the marriage, in their parents' marriages, etc. And they are also afraid of this vicious cycle where the mother-in-law has been aggressive with the daughter-in-law. Then the daughter-in-law, when she becomes a mother-in-law, she becomes aggressive with her daughter-in-law, and this continues. Now, seeing this, we find that a lot of young women don't want to get married. Maybe to stop this vicious cycle of this aggression or this having to adjust such a lot from for women. Now, I personally feel very strongly that if this stops aggression, then yes, it's a good thing that people, women don't want to marry. This is my personal, because at least it will prevent children from being damaged. Because of the aggression that they face in early childhood, or because they have aggressive, they're seeing such a lot of aggression, maybe it's not such a bad idea if women don't marry. What is your take on that? And from there, we will move on. And that is where Rajashree will also come into the picture.
I think Rajashree needs to come in the picture.
Whether marriages should be changed the way they are, or whether they should sort of be, we should
I
forget
have
about.
to, I will tell you something which I don't know, I might get, stones will be thrown at me. But I think people should live together, the things which are happening to young couples, what I'm seeing these days, so many people really don't want to marry and they're scared of marriages because of
Absolutely.
because of the divorces, because of the disharmony at home, because of the shouting, the abuse, and because of all those things, I think so many children are so traumatized, and seeing their peer groups going through divorce as well, many of them have decided not to marry, and especially
Absolutely.
because women are now independent and financially,
Absolutely.
I think they are taking a lot of time. You see, women are marrying in their late 20s and 30s. In our time, we used to get married around 25, 26, but doctors are married late. But otherwise, our peer groups were married 25, 26
Absolutely.
time. But nowadays, they are married early 30s because why? They are also finding it difficult to kind of seeing their parents, seeing the disharmony at home, and thinking that whether they can actually adjust to the person and do everything their mother has done or not. So I think they are also becoming, and I personally think they should live together. I am sorry, Rajashree will have a completely different point of view, but that is what my thought is. I completely agree with you, Rimadi. I'm not saying that marriage is completely no. Marriage, of course,
No.
has its positives because I feel that marriage brings two families together. You get a lot of relatives. From my personal life, I got so many lovely friends in the form of my ja, my bhashur, my, many, they are like my brothers and sisters. So there are so many points which are for, but I think if you ask me, live together, knowing the person and actually marrying after 20 years or 10 years, when you really feel okay, you can adjust with the person, because this is very controversial topic we are heading, Rimadi.
Absolutely. I wanted this
So much
controversial.
there. I think we can talk our minds, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's what I feel.
I think when marriages work, it's fantastic when it
Yes,
works.
yes,
I think those marriages which work, obviously,
yeah,
I mean, there's nothing better than this. But
yes,
we are still, our society has still not been able to uncouple gracefully. If the marriage is
absolutely.
not working, then okay, move away, but gracefully. Don't be bitter, don't be acrimonious, and the children are affected, and they are prevented. One side will stop them from
They're
having
shouting
visitation
and
rights,
yes,
etc., etc. So Rajashree,
disrespecting, no point. Yeah.
yeah, no point in that. So Rajashree, what do you have to say?
Um, of course, we are marriage, and I respect the institution of marriage completely. But before we talk about, this is like a debate that has no really, it's just understanding what works for who. But understanding, a marriage actually, the concept is it's harmonizing two individuals. The whole purpose is for ultimate eternity, so that they can pursue dharma in its truth, the life meaning in the earth of it, and also the physical desires to the karma. Now, it's realistically a union of two individuals because, and it's a livable, agreeable, and a legalized system. That is how the marriage came across. Of course, in the olden times, it was more of a traditional form of marriage in India, and love marriage, in a way the partners choose each other, has gained much more priority and predominance. But even if you look at Mahabharata, you will see like Shakuntala and Dushyanta, there was a like a romantic love marriage. So even if it did exist, now the question is why it's going wrong. So something is not really working out in this institution of marriage, and there are a number of factors in it. Now the whole purpose is it's supposed to be a oneness, like it's like a bond like you share with no other. Now, whether you are living together, are you still able to commit to that bond? It's not that whether you're signing a piece of paper, whether you're legalizing it, or whether the society accepts it. When someone comes to me and says, I can't, I'd rather not get married or I'd live together, my question would be, fine, that is okay. But ask yourself, do you see this person as someone you can live together? In terms of, are you a true life partner? Are you a one with this person? Is this relationship pure? Is this bond of marriage pure? And what is the outcome of this marriage, do you see? Is just for company, just for someone to cry and laugh and share your times? Or is it somewhere you want to have a growth in the family? You want this child to be someone in your next generation? We sometimes believe that we can't do everything in one life. And the concept is someone takes it forwards and completes your dreams and completes what you wanted. So to me, how I look at marriage, it's just a societal system of legalizing, socially making it more acceptable that yes, these two people are together. But in my heart, I believe it's the person who needs to agree to this commitment. So if you're committed to each other, whether you live together or you get married is not the question. The purity, the love, the honesty, the responsibility, and most importantly, the trust needs to be there. Trust in that what you think is as if I was thinking, the kortobbo jeta amra banglaয় boli, I know we got to talking in English here. See, to me, love is not just the physical love or the emotional love.
Mutual respect is so important.
Absolutely. The respect and the trust, because you have to do it. The responsibility is huge when it comes to it. Huge.
And it shouldn't be on one person. The responsibility shouldn't be on one person. It should be
it's a mutual
on both the person. Mutual.
That is why. See, but the thing is sometimes
many women or men take it themselves and the other person is not involved at all. So that's where passive aggression comes. We see couples, in this lockdown, I've heard couples, they are actually not talking to each other for 4 months, living under the same roof, in the same, sleeping in the same bed, but not even looking at each other for 4 months.
So in this situation, Didi, whether they are married, or whether they're living together, what difference does it make?
It's the same.
The piece of paper cannot come in between a relationship, isn't it?
But in our country, what happens, a piece of paper means more than a piece of paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it goes wrong, it means more.
Exactly. When it goes wrong, when it's right, it's perfect.
Now put it right. When it goes right, use it to make it right rather than put it wrong.
Absolutely.
I think that first of all, marriages, even in live-in relationships, there can be a lot of problems because we assume that live-in relationships work better because there may not be interference from both sides of the family, other people. And we also think that it's going to be easier to get out of that relationship. But is it? I mean, I think any kind of relationship, even in live-in relationships, often we stay on in abusive relationships. I mean, people who are not married, they continue to be in abusive relationships, even if it's not working and they are not married.
The relationships, the abuse sometimes is so subtle, especially the emotional abuse. That can't be seen, isn't it? It's so subtle that even the woman or the man feels confused whether to leave or whether to stay.
And people would rather be in a toxic relationship than come out of it because, they cannot tolerate a vacuum, This is the way people think. So, I have a very, very shocking thing. I have conceptualized a very shocking thing. And I feel that today's empowered women who are marrying late, a lot of them are living on their own. And so I think that if they continue to live with, on their own, and the husband also stayed in a different house, and they met every now and then, chances of acrimonious relationships would be less.
Would be
I
better.
know this is very, very shocking.
Shall we
Already-
try it out first? Shall we start? The three of us start it.
Madhusri, you're going through that.
Yes.
Madhusri's
It's working out fine, perfectly okay.
That's why she's fine.
So I think marriages today need a lot of space. The partners need a lot of
Yes, the
space,
space.
a lot of space. And
Another thing is that, you know, these days families are a little bit different. There are single women who are having children with surrogacy, with IVF, you know.
Absolutely.
Women empowerment has gone to a next level. But
absolutely.
yeah.
But men haven't yet, because the mothers have to teach their children, to their sons, to become, to know how to treat an empowered woman, to respect an empowered woman, to respect a woman, whether
Yes.
empowered or not, to respect women.
Okay,
Unless
I
that
have something to say here, you know, like in our, like the topic was, we were talking about violence against men. So, you
Yes.
know, some of the men are really well brought up. They respect women. They actually, we teach our sons to respect. We all have sons, three of us, you know, and we as mothers always teach them that do not, you know, touch a girl or inappropriately, or respect the woman like you respect your mother, you know, all that. And then when they actually get violence in the relationship, I think that's the dilemma a man faces, isn't it? That they're actually respecting the woman, they're doing everything, but still
Absolutely.
they're facing the violence. So that's a dilemma and conflict inside their mind. Their upbringing has been respect the woman, but here you have a woman who is violent and aggressive and telling all sorts of things to you and insulting you in front of the society, which they can't take. So that is one of the things.
Absolutely, and this is what we actually wanted to sort of bring out. I chose this topic, and we wanted to have this discussion, the three of us, because we see these men and we feel very strongly for them. And it doesn't mean that we, just because we are women, we are going to have, a tremendous amount of bias towards men who come seriously disturbed because of what is, because there is an aggressive woman in that household. So I've been told only 3 minutes are left. Okay, but anyway, so হ্যাঁ শর্মিষ্ঠা,
Oh God.
হ্যাঁ আমাদের এই আড্ডাটা সবে জমে উঠছে।
সবে জমেছে, I know.
সেই
If we as women, if we want our rights and our opportunities and our respect, we need to put that back equally in this. You have to earn your own respect.
Yes, they should be there equal. I think laws should change for men as well.
Yes.
Equal rights for the man as well. It is very women centric. It should change for man as well.
I think also that women who are really going through domestic violence, who are really being tortured, are the ones who don't utilize the laws.
They don't help.
They're not even aware of it. জানেও না হয়তো।
জানে না, অনেক সময় জেনেও they don't utilize because they are scared. But a lot of the times, with no disrespect to any of my lawyer friends who are viewing this, a lot of the times the lawyers, when there is a divorce case coming up between in a couple, it is the lawyers who often advise that go for a 498, then your case will be stronger. So we were talking about uncoupling graciously. So I think as a society also, we need to encourage that. We need to, both from both sides of the family, also from the legal system, we need to sort of address this by saying that, look, we don't want the children to be affected. And when there is an acrimonious separation or divorce, then the children are badly affected. So if everybody says যে ঠিক আছে এটাতে ঝামেলা না করে মানে একটা ম্যাচিউরড ভাবে সুন্দরভাবে এটাকে মিটমাট করো, I think that would also go a long way in helping the scenario.
Yes, definitely,
in reducing the trauma, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Most definitely.
So,
We don't have time, I think. Rajushree is
I-
telling me. Yes.
So
Shormishta
we've
di,
nearly
দুটো
come
line.
to an end. And Shormishta, it was wonderful. তোমার সাথে real life এ কবে চা খাবো বলো?
I know, I'm dying to, really.
I know. We really have to meet up. And
Yes.
thank you. I think from some of the comments that I have read, a lot of people have watched and commented. So thank you for this very lively and controversial
Thank
discussion
you
that
so
we
much.
had.
Oh, and it was a pleasure. It was a
Ah.
pleasure that you called me, always.
We were waiting
will
for
have
this
you-
episode.
Okay. Yes,
I was.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
এবং যারা দেখেছেন, thank you very much, and thank you Obhik for doing the tech support which you do every week. Thank you for doing that for us. So we will end here and hopefully meet again next Friday evening. Thank you so much.
শর্মিষ্ঠা দি, তুমি কি দুটো
Yes.
গান করবে আমাদের জন্য, প্লিজ?
Oh God. Now I am a bathroom singer, I have to say, but a Bengali always sings, isn't it? Bengali girls are always taught to sing. I haven't sang for 15-20 years, but then because you've said, I'll try for a minute. Okay?
Thank you.
That's it.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
আমি বাংলায় গান গাই, আমি বাংলায় গান গাই, আমি আমার আমিকে চিরদিন এই বাংলায় খুঁজে পাই। আমি বাংলায় দেখি স্বপ্ন, আমি বাংলায় বাঁধি সুর, আমি এই বাংলার মায়া ভরা পথে হেঁটেছি এতটা দূর। বাংলা আমার জীবন আনন্দ, বাংলা প্রাণের সুর। আমি একবার দেখি, বারবার দেখি, দেখি বাংলার মুখ। আ, 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 Thank you.
Wow, that was great. That was great. That was just great.
Thank
So
you.
this is Crystal
Thank you
Conversation.
so much, Shormishta.
Thank
15
you.
বছর পরে you've sung for us, Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
তুমি জানো আজকে WhatsApp group psychiatrist দের মধ্যে আজকে there'll be a thunder applause হবে তোমার জন্য আজকে.
Oh God.
So wait for it when this
Blushing.
everyone sees it.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
And
It was lovely.
thank you. And finally, সবাইকে আমাদের ক্রিস্টাল কনভারসেশনস এবং ক্রিস্টাল মাইন্ডের তরফ থেকে নমস্কার জানাচ্ছি। সবাই খুব ভালো থাকবেন, আশা করি দিনগুলো খুব সুস্থভাবে এই লকডাউনের ফেজগুলো কেটে যায়। আমরা আবার দেখা হবে আমাদের একটা নেক্সট এপিসোডে, probably next Friday, but we'll keep you updated on Riva Mukherjee's Facebook page. Thank you to
Thank
everyone.
you.
আমরা এখানে